Gotta be a quick one because as you can see, I am baking. I'm Suzanne Titchemeyer from No Longer Quivering, and I am so not Lori Alexander because I tend to make one heck of a mess when I bake bread. I'm in the middle of baking right now, doing a massive bake because I can't get the right kind of bread that doesn't make me wheeze. So, without further ado, I need to talk about Jim Bakker. Yesterday, it came out through his wife and his Facebook page that he had had a stroke. A lot of us said, well, a stroke, what are the odds of that? I mean, he's not a young man. So much for the colloidal silver solution, I guess. Anyway, nobody really thought for sure it was true. They thought it looked like a way to blame the federal government and a way to avoid the federal government prosecution, which is exactly what it was looking like to me. Jim Bakker, he's always been a scammer. He was a scammer back when he was raising funds for a theme park for Jesus. Now he's scamming over food buckets and colloidal silver and all kinds of just crazy things he's trying to sell. His program is mostly sales. It's a sales pitch, a horrible sales pitch to buy his stuff. Man, I got flour on my glasses. I don't know how I got that. Anyway, long story short, he apparently did really have a stroke. His son has confirmed it to the Charlotte newspapers. Apparently, it was a very mild stroke. Hello, I know that that's still a cause of concern. That means he faces quite a long recovery. My husband and I were talking about this earlier because a year and a half ago, I had a very tiny minor stroke. I had a brain bleed in the back left part of my brain, I think it was. Very minuscule, but it still messed with me. It still took me a full 6 months before I felt better. The fatigue was the worst. The fatigue and getting used to the medicines because they've had me on a whole laundry list. So I don't think we're going to be able to expect much from Jim until he gets to that point. I mean, if he comes back to his show any sooner than 2 to 3 months, I would be very surprised. Well, I wouldn't wish a stroke upon anybody. Well, maybe Lori Alexander. It looks like it's a real deal. Now, does that mean that he won't use it in order to try to manipulate his way out of his problems with the government? Probably not. This is Jim we're talking about. And his wife, Lori. And I want to know, I got a side question. Why is it that most of the women I know by the name Lori, Lori, are all crazy? I know there have to be some normal Loris out there, but I've yet to find any. I'm still looking for the normal Loris. Anyway, his wife is saying that he's had all his visions and he has a word through his stroke and all of that. That sounds like a stroke symptom. Hearing voices, seeing things, that's a stroke symptom. But anyway, it's going to be very interesting, very, very interesting. But I just wanted to say, yes, it has happened. Apparently, his son has confirmed it. They still haven't released what hospital he's at or any real information, but that's 2 confirmations, one of them not actually in the cult. So that's always good. Suspiciously, TMZ is completely quiet, and they're usually all over these things. TMZ, where are you? You should be getting all the info for us because we want to know. And I hope he has a better outcome. Ooh, look at that bird out there. I got a mont. I should show you. Anyway, it's going to be a long road back for him. And I hope he does not return selling his silver solution that didn't help this apparently, or his silly food buckets. If you want to laugh, go on to YouTube and Google Jim Bakker food buckets taste tests. There are a number of those, and they are hysterical. Some of the funniest stuff that I have ever listened to. I imagine that food is just awful. It's full of preservatives and all kinds of crazy stuff. So anyway, I got to go back to baking. Got a bunch of loaves of bread ready to go in the oven, muffins, all sorts of things. So I just wanted to update you guys and say, hey, and Jim Bakker really did have a stroke. Shock, shock. See y'all later.